Today I thought I would share a very easy breakfast recipe. One of my favorite holiday spices is cinnamon, and my son and I both love cinnamon apple oatmeal. So I'm going to show you how I like to make it, and it's pretty simple and very, very tasty. Chop 2 apples into cubes. I prefer Granny Smiths. Add them to a pot, and then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, a half a cup of almond milk, and I like a teaspoon of cinnamon as well. This is just to cook the apples first. So heat that over medium heat and stir until those apples get nice and soft. You might need to cover it and check on it and then stir it again. So good. Makes the house smell amazing too. And then you want to take some of the nice mushy apples out to make space for the oatmeal. And then I like to add about 1.5 cups of almond milk. I'm using a 1/2 cup measure. I'm not sure why I did that, probably because it already had almond milk in it from before. And then about 2 cups of water. And you can use more almond milk. You can use all water if that's what you have at the house. So it works many different types of ways. And you just want about 3.5 cups of liquid in there to cook the oats. So you want 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats, and then put it back on low to medium heat and stir. And just keep stirring that until it gets to the right consistency that you like. You can cover it for a little while, and then, oh, it is so good. Scoop that up, and then you can get some of the apples that you had put aside, and yum. Sprinkle a little more cinnamon on top. The house smells like Christmas. So good. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.
Hello, you guys. You know it's gonna get sweet as soon as you see me talking. We are gonna make an apple galette today. And if you don't know what a galette is, it is an open-faced pie, if you will. I've heard it referred to as poor man's pie. It is just 1 sheet of our pastry dough, and then the filling will be in the middle, and then we're gonna fold it the sides up and just bake it like that. But a galette actually originated in France, of course, and it comes from the Norman word gale, which means flat cake. So it's traditionally seen with a pastry puff and then filling and then a pastry puff on top, or in a brioche, so a sweet yeast dough, or like we're gonna make it today with our sweet pastry crust. And we are going to use apples, but we're not gonna just do ordinary apples. No, we are going to paint them and make them look like a poinsettia or poinsettia, however you say it. I'm going to make it really extra special and beautiful for you guys. So let's start baking some magic. In our flour, we're gonna add our sugar and our salt, and then we'll give it a whisk. We are going to use our really cold butter and a knife, and we are going to slice it into very small chunks. We're gonna add our butter right into our flour. And then what I like to do is I like to use my fingers and I like to massage the butter into the flour. I think that really helps add for extra flakiness. We're going to go ahead and add our ice water. I'm just going to stir up the dough with my spatula, and you see those butter chunks in there. That's what we want. And then I'm going to turn it all out onto my clean counter and then form it into a ball. I have a cookie sheet with a piece of parchment. I'm just gonna roll my crust right out onto my parchment, and then I'm gonna pop it in the fridge while I make the filling. And if you have a special favorite pastry crust that you like to use, please use it. This is not the end-all be-all. This is just what I prefer. I know a lot of people use vinegar in their pie crust and milk and all sorts of stuff. So you do what you love to do in your kitchen. All right, so I've rolled out my pastry crust, and you can see those butter chunks in there. It is going to be delicious. I put it back on my cookie sheet. cover it with plastic wrap and let it firm up in the fridge a little bit. We're gonna use a Cosmic Crisp apple, and what I love about the Cosmic Crisp apple is that it has a tart but sweet flavor to it, and it doesn't brown easily, which is really nice in baking pastries. I'm gonna shape my apple slice so it looks like a poinsettia leaf. I'll do a layer of leaves on the bottom, and then I'm gonna stagger the second layer a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place a few small ones right in the center, and then we will get to painting. I added a couple drops of water to some red food coloring gel. Then to our bowl with our sliced apples, we're gonna add our sugar and then our cinnamon. Then we're just gonna add a pinch of salt just to really enhance the flavor of the apples. Give that a good stir. The Cosmic Crisp apples are a little bit on the juicy side, so I'm just gonna add a dash of flour. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my crust out of the fridge so we can go ahead and start putting together our poinsettia. And what I wanna do is I wanna arrange them so they all fall one direction. You wanna keep space around the edges of the apples so we can fold the crust over. Careful not to touch the crust with your fingers because then it will turn it pink like you see right there. Then with our egg wash, we're going to brush the sides of the crust. And then we're gonna sprinkle it with some demerara sugar. All right, let's bake that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this smells so incredible. I wanna slice open this galette right now and share it with you guys, but my husband Mike's absolute favorite thing in the whole wide world, besides me, of course, is pie. He loves pie so much that I'm going to serve this beautiful galette to him when he gets home after he has dinner, and it is gonna be such a beautiful treat and such a nice surprise, so I'm gonna save it for Mike. But I'm sure he is going to absolutely love it. I will see you guys next time.
All right, guys, it is officially apple season. It's fall, people are going to apple orchards and picking apples. They're making apple pies, they're making apple cider. Today, I'm gonna make the most delicious apple pie sundae using Granny Smith apples. That's right, you're gonna right, apple pie sundae. Ready? There. Amazing, look at that. Got a little bit of butter here in the pan. We want that to melt. Then we're gonna add cinnamon, some nutmeg, brown sugar, salt, apple cider, vanilla extract, give them a nice stir, and these are gonna sit and simmer on the stovetop just long enough to get soft. Put it on medium-low, cover her, and walk away for a little bit. So our apples simmered on the stovetop until they were tender, like 8 to 9 minutes, maybe a little less. We put them in a bowl and put them in the refrigerator to cool, because if you try to put this on top of ice cream when it's hot, you're gonna have apple milk, and that's not what we're going for. There we go. Now, if you have leftover pie dough, if you make pies, you're making sort of pastries, you have leftover pie dough, do not throw it away. Put it in the freezer, and when you want to make some really quick and easy cookies, you roll out that leftover pie dough, use some fun cookie cutters. I used Alexandra's favorite cookie cutter, the little star shape. Put it on a piece of parchment paper, on a cookie sheet, put some cinnamon and sugar together, and just sprinkle it on top. Oh, this is gonna be good. Enjoy.